Okay, we're just gonna get ourselves... And that happened. Ignore that. Okay. We got all the ideas or numbers written down. I'll put 35 because who knows, we're probably gonna get that number again. Could happen. I messed up that number. Alright. Hey guys, Nick here. We are back with Nick's Topics Saturday Q&A, which I did not expect to be making this early, but called off work because I barely got any sleep last night. So, yeah, we're here now. Earliest Q&A I think that I've done, but hey, correct me if I'm wrong. I think I've done Q&As. Have I done Q&As around 11 o'clock? I can't tell. Or past 11 o'clock. I think I have. One, like my third one or something. I think so. Hi. I'm going to wait for some people to get in, and then we'll get started, huh? Yeah, you guys have been killing it with the ideas recently. We've been getting over 30 ideas and everything. I don't think the last one had 30, but the one before had over 30. So, yeah, definitely you guys have been killing it with the ideas. So yeah, we're just going to wait for some people to get in. I wrote the numbers ahead of time. I didn't expect you to start the stream so early. Yeah, I didn't expect it either, but I called off work because I barely got any sleep. So I figured that since I was home and everything, that I'd just get it out of the way now. I might even extend it a little bit since it is, I mean, it's not early, but correct me if I'm wrong. My third Q&A was like around 11 o'clock, right? Like the one that I had it outside and everything? I think so. Anyways, yeah, we're going to wait for some people to get in here. I might even extend it past an hour and 15 to like an hour 20 or even 25. Not because I'm feeling it's got too short again, but because it's kind of early in the morning. So we'll just see what happens. So I'm going to give it till like 5-minute mark, 6-minute mark, and then we'll get started, all right? I already have the ideas or the numbers written down ahead of time, so we'll just give it time for some people to get in here. Good morning. Love your content. Well, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. So we'll give it another 2-3 minutes here. I have, what if Carl got kidnapped by the hospital? I have that one saved already, along with many other people getting kidnapped at the hospital arc. Because I'm almost done watching The Walking Dead right now for the third or fourth time in my life. Technically, like third and a half, because I stopped it midway through the third time. And I'm on season 8 now, but when I watched season 5, I had a bunch of other people get kidnapped by the hospital. Actually bringing them more into the fold now, since someone joked around saying, hey, the hospital arc's like the meme of your channel since you don't really do stories on it. I'm like, no, it's not that I don't want to do stories on it, it's just I never have the opportunity to do stories on it. Alright, we'll give it another minute or two here and then we can start. So how are your guys' days going? Now, like I said, I didn't expect to be doing it this early, but since I had to call off work because of sleep and everything, figured I'd just get it out of the way. Yeah, I'm doing good. Definitely feeling a lot better than I did this morning, because this morning, like earlier this morning, around 6 when I was supposed to leave for work, I was just out of it, man. I had barely any strength, and I knew that if I went to work, I was either going to wreck my bike or burn my face on a grill, and I wasn't gonna have that. No way. I ain't gonna look like Dwight or Freddy Krueger. I laugh now, but no, I wouldn't be laughing then. Alright, we'll give it another minute or so, like to the 6.5 minute mark, and then we will get started. Like I said, I'll extend it to an hour and 20 or an hour 25 since I'm doing it early, just so that way we get more people in here since I am doing it early, you know? What if Raditz killed Goku? Well, if he had killed Goku, then I feel that Piccolo would have been next, and then Raditz would have most likely either A, contacted Vegeta and Nappa, they would have all gone to Earth together and wipe out the populace like they said they would, or Piccolo would have used a special beam cannon, killed Raditz singularly right after he killed Goku, and then the story would have gone like the same exact way. That's kind of straightforward on that mark. All right, we will officially get started for real now, since we got a decent few people in here. Yeah, we'll officially get started. What villain from the Dragon Ball universe is the most like Negan? I would have to say I'd go between maybe Frieza and Cell. Because Frieza, even though he did mass extinction of the Saiyan race, he still kept around, like, men and everything, but found most expendable if they, like, betrayed him or weren't of use to him anymore. Cell, he didn't destroy the Earth because he wanted to have sport. Like, he was a android that just, once he got his perfect form, he wanted to, you know, fight strong people. That's why he made the Cell games. But honestly, between every villain in Dragon Ball, Frieza and Cell, I would have to say, are the closest I feel to comparing to Negan. You guys can think about that at your own leisure, but yeah. See, I feel like there are more people that are comparable, like with Rick and Shane to the Dragon Ball franchise than someone like Negan, really. What if Yamcha was in The Walking Dead? I have Yajirobe, Babidi, and Kid Goku in The Walking Dead, so you know what? Yeah, that would work. I mean, Yamcha is like a superhuman even at the early days of Dragon Ball, but I think, yeah, I'd have to put him at his earliest for him to actually work in that regard. Like his earliest when he still had the sword and everything. So yeah, that's the first idea for the stream. What if Yamcha was in The Walking Dead? Cool! We officially have our first idea for the stream. What if Dwight never betrayed Negan? I feel like if he had not betrayed Negan, then he wouldn't have gone to Alexandria, and the Saviors would have gotten there a lot faster. They would have been the Jadis' group would have betrayed Rick's group a little bit sooner in the finale of Season 7, and then it would just take everybody a little longer to be able to work against the Saviors, but all in all, there would probably even be more of Saviors. I feel that it would have worked out in the end. Dwight only played the part a little bit to helping the downfall of the Saviors. I say a little bit, but yeah, I feel all in all it would have worked out even if he had not betrayed Negan. What if Eugene worked with the CRM? That's actually pretty good. I think I have that one saved. Yeah, I have that one saved, along with him going with the Saviors and then going to the CRM. Same with a few other characters, like going off on their own and having their own little side stories. But I especially like the idea that someone brought to my attention recently. What if Dr. Jenner was secretly working for the CRM? I don't know who recommended that, but that was a really good idea. And that one right there, that kind of brought back memories to that particular what if, even though, it was just recommended a few weeks ago. What if the Claimers met with Maggie's group instead of Rick's? Well, then you'd be putting Rick's group in a different place and Maggie's group in a different place. That's why I can't really do what ifs like that, because it's flipping around the roles. It's like flipping the governor to Negan's sanctuary and Negan to Woodbury. Doing that's really kind of hard. What if the Savior arc and the Governor arc were swapped? Yeah, that's what I just said. I can't... That's really hard to do, but my What If the Governor Met Negan kind of explores that, in a way, and the remake. But all in all, swapping the rules of any one person or community is increasingly difficult, because even though it's possible to know what they would do if they were at that place, it's really hard to, think of how the story would play out because of who the characters are. Like in Negan, he would have... I don't even know how he would react to most of the people there with the pits and the heads and everything. It's just too complicated. What if Venom was in The Last of Us? I've never seen The Last of Us. I've heard of it plenty of times, and I've heard that it's very comparable to The Walking Dead, but I've never watched it. So we got one idea so far, but like I said, we're doing a lot here. We're gonna be extending the stream since it's early. What if Rick got Joel's death? What do you mean? Is Jules the one who died in the finale with Luke? Well, that wouldn't be possible unless he stayed with the group. Because, one thing, that would be a major downgrade to Rick's character. If he had died like that, instead of the way he died in the comics, when he actually stayed with the group. And number two, I really think that since he was gone, it wouldn't make sense to show him up again just for him to die like that. See, Jules and Luke, that's okay. They were small characters anyway. Jules way more than Luke. But anyways, yeah, that would be a major downgrade to Rick's character. Everyone loves Rick Grimes. No one would want to see him die to a friggin' bite. Even people got mad when Carl died to a bite. And probably other people too, like maybe Andrea, T-Dog, Dale. Characters like that, imagine seeing that with Rick Grimes. No one would want to see that. Me, least of all. Because Andrew Lincoln's Rick Grimes is mainly the reason I got into The Walking Dead in the first place, and I'm sure others can agree too. Okay. Yeah, like I said, we're extending the stream to 1:20 this time, 1:25, just because of how early in the morning it is. Well, a bit past 11, but you guys get my point. What if Daryl got kidnapped instead of Beth? I have that one saved already. Remember, guys, you don't have to just recommend one certain topic. I know people are recommending The Last of Us, The Walking Dead, and Dragon Ball. I'm just saying just because some people recommend the same thing all the time. And if you don't have any ideas, that's okay. We can just chat together. Even though the Q&As are for new ideas to, keep the channel alive for a long time, even though, I'm already going to have it alive for years. I'm just saying that we can still talk. That's also what my Discord is for, to collaborate and talk to each other. Where was I? Oh, yeah. One idea so far. What if Shane raised Judas so when he learns Lori is pregnant, he stops trying to kill Rex? So that would be what if Rick spared Shane almost? Because Shane in my What If Rick Spared Shane remake especially, he was alive for being around Judith. And Lori was still alive too. I just didn't focus on that little subplot. I don't know why, but that would be like a What If Rick Spared Shane remake part 2. And I really don't think that story needs a second remake. And if I did do that What If alone, it would be way too similar. So I'm sorry about that. Let's see here. Jules dies being ambushed by people. Jules dies being ambushed by people because of him killing a girl named Abby's dad. Okay, so who are these people from? Are they from another show or movie franchise? Because I thought Jules was someone that you were talking about, like the girl that Luke was in love with in The Walking Dead. I don't know now who you're talking about. If this is The Last of Us, then I've never watched it. So I really wouldn't know. What if T-Dog got handcuffed on the roof? Well, so what if they got reversed? If Abraham's group died on the bus, like Glenn, Maggie, Tara, Eugene, Abraham, Rosita, you'd be taking out a lot of main characters, and the group would have almost died by the time they either got to Alexandria, if they did at all. And it would be much sadder. No one would ever know if Eugene was lying or not. What if T-Dog got handcuffed? We'd be flipping around the rules again, but I don't know. I think I could do that. What if Gohan became Super Saiyan on Namek? I think I have that one saved, and if I don't, then it's for good cause because of Gohan. See, Gohan was pretty much the strongest guy in the universe, but they downgraded him a lot. And if they'd kept him training like Frieza, he would have been the strongest guy in the entire franchise. And Beast Gohan proves it. But I can do What If T-Dog got handcuffed, though, because of how they were both acting. It's safe to say that it could have happened. It'd be nice to see a one-handed T-Dog. And Merle might have not gotten bit. What if Rick died? I've had Rick die in What If Rick was never in a coma, or stayed in the coma, and I've had it in What If Shane Killed Rick, which both series are going to get a remake. But as for Rick dying in general, I really don't think that's possible, because Rick Grimes is still alive for a spinoff, so unless he dies in the spinoff somehow, some way, which none of us want, I'm really not feeling comfortable doing that. But What If Shane Killed Rick and What If Rick stayed in the coma? Those are the closest you're going to get to that. But what we got so far is What If Yamcha was in The Walking Dead and What If T-Dog got handcuffed. And since the stream will be extended, there's a chance for a lot of ideas. And chatting too. Like I said, we can chat a bunch too. Just so that way you guys come on here and you're not like, oh, I have to come up with an idea or he'll get mad. No, I'm not that kind of guy. Yeah. Okay. What if Eugene really had some evidence on how to cure bites? You mean what if he actually knew the cure? I have that What If saved, but it has severe lack of context. And I plan to do a remake of it. Do you have a top 10 favorite Walking Dead characters? Well, in my memoir to the Walking Dead finale, I do explore that, yes. First would be Rick, Negan, Daryl, Shiva, Mercer, Who else? Who else? Who else? Aaron, because the spike hand. Merle, because the knife hand. I don't know who else I put. That's kind of it. What if Tara killed the governor upon their first encounter? Well, then it would be like some of my other what ifs where David would eventually die and no one would be there to stop him from killing someone. Tara and Megan would most likely get out, join the militia, join Negan, and the governor would never invade the prison. And it would be like, what if the governor met Negan the remake, except there'd be no governor and Negan would have a stronger army. So it could have either ended very badly or very good. I feel like the governor ultimately surviving, if not going to another group, would be the best two case scenarios. What if Shiva never died? You know, I never thought to do a standalone what if on Shiva or Carl or, you know, small ones like that. But then I thought of good ideas for Shiva and what if Carl survived for standalones for their characters. And it's funny, too, because I just finished the episode where Shiva dies protecting Ezekiel, and I found a good idea for Shiva surviving, because the idea of a tiger in the zombie apocalypse, when I saw Shiva especially save Carl for the first time, oh, that was awesome. That was probably one of the best moments in The Walking Dead ever. So yeah, you'll be seeing that one pop up in the future. What if Rick and Carl were on their own in the apocalypse? Well, people have asked me about that before, and I feel that the group was alone after the prison for pretty much until the end of season 4, which was for a good amount of time. So I feel that they would have come back together eventually. Leaving them alone forever wouldn't make much sense. What if Miko's group died on their first appearance? I don't know. I think I can do that. I mean, Yumiko's group never really brought much to the table anyway, except Daryl wouldn't really have like a true love interest with Connie because she'd be dead. Yumiko and Magna wouldn't be at the Whisper thing whenever at the cemetery. No, you know what? I think I could do that. I never thought about that one. That's good. What was I doing? Okay. Yumiko's group died. Okay. That's number 3. What if Michonne died instead of Jesus to the Whisperers? You know, there are many cases where you can't kill characters like Michonne and Rick so easily, but I wonder who would look for Rick at that point. You know what? I think I'll do that. Even though taking her out like that, you know, it would be like nerfing her because they nerfed Jesus a lot whenever they killed him off in that way. Doing it here with Michonne, that would be painful to watch. But, you know, yeah, that's the 4th idea for the stream. What if when Negan attacked Alexandria in Season 8 mid-finale, Alexandria burnt down for good? Someone recommended me that one too, but Alexandria was a huge community, and we saw it was mainly burnt down. I think like half of it, or maybe all of it. I don't know. I didn't... well, I'm getting to that point in the series right now, so I'll have to really pay attention to that. But for now, I'm going to say that I can't do that because it really wouldn't make much sense for how big Alexandria is, and they only had so many explosives. So, yeah. What if Rick spared Shane, but Shane met Negan by the end of Season 2? Yeah. I have Shane joining Negan in that story. And like I said, doing a second remake of it really doesn't feel necessary. I don't really want to rehash material for a third time because it really wouldn't work. There's only so many times that you can remake a series before it just gets old. And don't get me wrong, I love that. That What If Rick Spared Shane was the reason that my channel got so big. Besides, what if Negan met the governor? What if Negan killed Maggie? Stuff like that. Doing it for a third time really just does not make sense. What if Alexandria never existed? Well, then you'd be taking out a lot of characters. You'd be taking out Aaron, Eric, Pete, Jesse, Sam, Deanna, Reg. You'd be taking out a lot of essential characters. And I ultimately feel that wouldn't work just because a lot of those characters, albeit not showing much in many parts in the series, they were needed for most parts of the plot. So I can't really do that. What if Morgan died in the place of Carl in the show, like the comic? So what if Morgan got bit? I have that one saved. What if Morgan never joined the group? Well, if you can tell me what, like he never saved Daryl and Aaron, then you're going to have to... I feel that Daryl and Aaron would have gotten out, but you might have to tell me what group Morgan would go to if he didn't find Rick or anything. If you can tell me what group he goes to, then I'll be more than willing to work with it. What if Merle met Negan the remake? I have that one saved. What if Morgan and Dwayne were in Fear the Walking Dead Season 1 and were a part of Madison's group? Well, Morgan and Dwayne were... If they were part of Season 1 of Fear, then Rick would have died because Morgan and Dwayne saved his life. So ultimately, I feel that it wouldn't make much sense for that to happen. Dwayne would have had to have survived, and I feel that Morgan wouldn't have gone to Fear the Walking Dead if Dwayne had lived, so that doesn't really work. Will you ever do what if one-shots ever again? What do you mean, like single what ifs, like without series? I think so. It just depends on what it is, honestly. The reason I'm doing series is just because of what the story has to offer. I didn't think people... I feel like series are just more fun, honestly. But it just depends. What if Peter Parker became the Man-Spider in Spider-Man 2002? Man-Spider? You're gonna have to explain. What if the group never met Gabriel? Well, then you'd be taking out Father Gabriel. I feel like keeping Father Gabriel is for the best, so I can't do that. You should watch The Last of Us. It's really good. I'll think on it. Just depends on when I have the time to watch it. What if Carl was immune? Well, that would be like, what if Carl survived? Except you'd be putting it in a way that Carl is immune. It's just a different plot. It would be like rehash material. What if Morgan met Negan? Okay, that works. So, what if Morgan met Negan? Yeah, I could do that. There should be some more what ifs of Rick dying. Just depends on how you kill him. And I really don't think there's too many that you could. Yeah, I could have him join the Commonwealth too. Those are two what ifs that I think Morgan would actually fit in if he hadn't gone with Rick. Goku versus Superman. Who wins? When I'm finally done with What Ifs, one of my review stories or review topic discussions is going to be revolved around Goku versus Superman. I'm not going to really go into the specifics of that because it really is. It depends on what Superman you're talking about, and it depends on what Goku you're talking about. The man spider is Spider. Wait. Now I'm gonna have to catch up on topics. The man spider is Spider-Man who turns into a mutated spider monster. So what you're saying is when he gets bit by the spider, he becomes like an evil Spider-Man. That means he'd be like no Spider-Man. Okay. I could do that. What if he became man? Okay. Have you saved this one? What if Negan killed Rick in season 8? Someone recommended that to me, but I didn't save it because it would end with Rick dying, Negan not listening to Rick, Negan getting shot down by either Maggie, Daryl, or Morgan, and then you'd have no Rick to help with the construction of the bridge, so you'd possibly have someone like Daryl or someone blowing up the bridge in place of Rick, or it just getting completely demolished in general, and the group would be so broken that Rick's actually dead that there'd be no Negan, and the Whisperers would ultimately probably win. What if Shane died instead of Otis? I have that one saved. If Glenn and Maggie died at the pharmacy, then you'd be taking them out way earlier on, and there'd be less people to help with the evacuation at the farm, and the barn of walkers hadn't been figured out yet, so people probably would have not figured that out until a bit later in season 2, and without Glenn and Maggie, things would have gone south really quickly. What if... Wait. What if Rick went with Otis and Shane? No, that would not be possible. Because if you guys remember in season 2, whenever Rick wants to go with Shane and Otis, even whenever Maggie goes to explain to Lori about what happened, Shane says that he doesn't want Rick going, and Herschel says that it's because Rick needs to give blood to Carl. So if Rick had gone with Shane and Otis, Carl would have died because he was needed there to give his son blood. Rick Grimes has done some crazy things over the years. It wouldn't be too far-fetched since most of the time he has it coming. I mean, facing consequences in the apocalypse is the most realistic thing. And there are plenty of people that have gotten consequences. Think about it. Shane has got consequences. Strand has got consequences. Who else? Madison losing her kids. Troy getting hit in the head with the hammer. And Rick, he's had consequences. He lost his son, his family, his wife. So it's not like Rick hasn't got consequences. What the characters of Breaking Bad? I've never watched Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. Trump is not orange. Why does this guy keep saying Trump is not orange? Can we not do that, please? What if Rick and Morty teleported into Call of Duty? What? I don't get that. What if Sophia never became missing? Well, then the group would have went to Fort Benning, and it would have most likely ended up with them trying to clear Fort Benning since it was already taken over, and then them all dying. Or they would have died on their way back to try to, go back. It just would not have ended well. People have recommended me that one before. Hold on. What if the Vatos gang survived? I have that one saved already. Like, what if they joined Rick's group? Rick was actually supposed to die right there in the original story. He would spare Negan and die peacefully. Interesting. What if the governor met Alpha? I have that one saved. What if Madison... We're talking about what if ideas. And for the Q&A. Where you can recommend your own what if ideas for the channel and see them turned into stories. What if Madison died instead of Travis? You'd see Travis stepping up a lot more. Alright, I could do that. That's 8 ideas for the stream so far. Like I said, I'm going to be extending it to past an hour 15 since I started this at 11 in the morning. But it's only because I had the time. What if Madison died instead of Travis? Okay. What if Carl's death was more of an accident? Unfortunate thing. Lori dies giving birth to Shane's kid. So in all reality, these weren't Rick's fault at all. Okay, I don't really get the question there. What are you all talking about? Yeah, we're talking about what if ideas and stuff like that. What if Lizzie met Negan? See, I have her joining the Whisperers, which that's gonna be its own what if entirely. Or it is its own what if entirely. But as for joining Negan, I don't feel that really fits Lizzie's character. It fits more with Alpha because of the whole, her loving the Walkers thing and wanting to be just like them. Joining Negan, I feel like that fits more Sophia. Just based on who the characters are. I just don't really see that working. What if Alpha caught on to Negan and killed him? Well, then the Whisperers most likely would have won overall. The Whisperers were... The only reason that they did not win is because of Negan killing Alpha, which in itself was a very clever twist, if I do say so myself. But if Alpha caught on to Negan, then the Whisperers most likely would have won. Let's see what we got here. I'm thinking of someone wanting revenge for what Rick does. Well, there's been quite a few people who've wanted revenge on Rick. Think about it. The governor, because he killed Herschel and then came back to the prison. The Claimers, because Rick killed Lou. Terminus, because Rick killed Gareth's brother Alex and the mother and everything. The Saviors, because Rick and their people killed Negan's people. And that's about it. So there have been some people who wanted revenge on Rick. What if the Goblin won in Spider-Man 2? Well, then there'd be no Spider-Man, no one good left in the world. So ultimately the Goblin, Doc Ock, you'd have like that, and Venom. You'd have villains all running around in that universe. That Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe would have just been done at that point. Even doing the one with Tobey Maguire becoming the Man-Spider is really hard to do, but I feel that one's better because it's making Tobey still live just as a mutated, different kind of Spider-Man. Let me see. What if the series took place in a different time? Like Rick's still the main character, it was taking place a little bit in the past or a little bit in the future. I feel that it wouldn't be right to put Rick being the leader and the things that happened in the story. I feel that it's just best to keep things as they were, because putting it too far in the future, too far into the past, wouldn't make much sense. What if Jadis brought Rick to the Commonwealth instead of the CRM, well, then we would have seen Rick appear a lot sooner, and he almost likely would have gotten his comic death with Sebastian killing him. Because even though I haven't made that happen in any of my stories before, with how the stuff would go in that story, I feel that it would kind of just be a downgrade to Rick's character. What if Abraham's group met the Commonwealth instead of Rick's group? I have that one saved, I think, and if I don't, it's probably for good cause. Because plot. What if Rick joined the Claimers remake? Well, first off, I don't think that I've never made a story with Rick joining the Claimers. It wouldn't make sense. And second of all, I don't think that it would make sense for Rick to join the Claimers unless he absolutely had no choice. I don't think the Claimers would have wanted him to join anyway. He killed one of their own. What if the governor met the Reapers? That one's saved. What if Alpha found Rick? People were, someone recommended me that, I think, whenever I made the What If the Reapers Saved Rick. Either that or I brought that up. But anyways, I think I have that one saved. Yeah, I have that one saved. It would just be really weird to do. Because, you know, you'd think it would just end up with Rick dead. But I think I found a convincing story for it. What if Carnage was in Spider-Man 3? I'm going to put that as a bonus. Same with Riot. Because I think I have those two saved. Alright, so bonus ones are going to be what if Riot and Carnage were in Spider-Man 3? What if Riot and Carnage? I know I'm not putting them together. I'm just saying for in case I don't already have them saved. Because I just finished the Marvel Universe, all the movies and stuff, not too long ago. A few months ago. What if Riot and Carnage were in Spider-Man 3? Okay. Now, what we got here? What if the Whisperers appeared early and tried to take the prison? No, I couldn't do that. Because, for one thing, we don't know what the Whisperers were doing at that point in the story. Heck, for all we know, Hera, the original leader of the Whisperers, might have still been alive. And another thing, the Whispers from where they were located were closer to places like the Sanctuary, Alexandria, and all those places. But the prison was all the way over here, along with Atlanta, with Woodbury. So making that story just does not work. Okay, I gotta catch up on a few. What if the Claimers saved Rick? I have what if the Claimers joined Rick, and I've never made a story on that in general. So, yeah, just look for a standalone to that here coming up soon. What if Doc Ock survived in Spider-Man 2? I have that one saved. What if Maggie never left the group for Georgie? Well, then the Reapers would have never found Maggie, and I've had that bring up to attention before. But I feel that the Reapers would eventually figure out about Alexandria and all the other communities, and I've had that happen before too in some of my other stories. It would have ended with standalone fights for whoever would be with the group, and I feel that the group would have ultimately prevailed still. It would just be under different circumstances, and we wouldn't have characters like Elijah, we wouldn't have that romance with him and Lydia. Just small stuff, really. But we got 8 ideas so far, so hey, that's good. What if Alpha met the Saviors much earlier? That's actually a good idea. We'd have a 3-for-all with Rick's group, the Saviors, and the Whisperers, because they saw the Horde at the end of season 8. We could have had that happen. Imagine how cool that would be. A 3 group. It would be like the Lord of the Rings, except it wouldn't be 5 armies, it would be 3 armies. Think about that. So what if the Whisperers appeared early? Okay. And technically we have 11 ideas, because what if Riot and Carnage were in Spider-Man 3? Those are technically 11. I just can't tell if I put them on or not. What if the Whisperers appeared early? Okay, lost my train of thought there for a second. What if the Whisperers and the Saviors joined forces? Interesting. But I can't do it. Because Alpha shunned off all the groups, like the Kingdom. She even told Daryl and Rick in the comics that she thought it was all a joke, that the communities were a shrine to a long dead world. I can see all the groups like Rick's group, the Whisperers, and the Saviors fighting at the same time, but the Whisperers joining another community, it just doesn't really make much sense. What if the characters of Sex Education met Rick Grimes? First off, I've never seen that, and I'd prefer you not talk about stuff like that here on the channel. Thank you. Maggie would never... Oh, wait. I messed that up. Maggie would probably die instead of Tara, since she would be the leader of Hilltop. What if Shane joined the Claimers? I have that one saved. What if Michonne died at the prison? It would have to depend on when she would die at the prison. Are you a Sigma? What's a Sigma? And if that's an insult, please just stop. What if the governor killed Michonne when they fought? Well, I think I have that one saved. Yeah, either he kills her then, or he kills... No, I didn't save the one with her dying instead of Herschel, because it's obvious Rick would have died because Michonne saved his life. So I either have, what if the governor killed Michonne then, or what if Rick gave Michonne to the governor? One of the two. But anyways, yeah, we have 9 ideas technically, with 2 bonus ones, in case I didn't save the Riot and Carnage ones. And like I said, we're saving this past an hour 15, since I started this early. What if Michonne was bit in season 8? How would she get bit? That's all I would want to know. What if Julius Caesar? I don't know who that is. What if Eugene killed himself after the lie? Then it would almost be like, what if Abraham killed Eugene? But that would be much darker. Yeah, I could do something there. What do we got here? Okay. What if Eugene killed himself? What if Michonne was killed by the Claimers? Then Rick would be probably even darker. I could do that. What if Michonne got beat to death? Okay. died in season 7. Wow, you guys are recommending a lot of Michonne dying. Jeez, are there Michonne haters here? What we got here? Okay. What if Tyrese died? Then Beth would still have a love interest, except it wouldn't be Daryl yet. What if Tyrese died in season 4? Okay. Hold up. What if Michonne never existed? Well, I can't really do that because she was a very important character. You take her out of the equation, people like Rick and many of other characters most likely would have died. But taking her out of the equation while still being in the story is different because she's still in the story. So what if Michonne died in season 3? To Rick? Yeah, I can do that. Man, you guys really don't like Michonne, do you? Got a lot of Michonne haters. I have like 4 what ifs, probably 5 that are just about Michonne dying. What if Merle met Alpha? I have that one saved. I just joined. What show you talking about? We're talking about every show and movie-based franchise and just ideas for the channel. Just chatting. What if Michonne died instead of Carl? Kind of like with Lori in What If Lori Survived. Okay. What if... Yeah, you guys really don't like Michonne. What is up with that? I don't think I can do that particular Michonne one because I don't see why Michonne would go with Carl in that place because Carl and Siddiq were... Carl saving Siddiq was kind of a secret up until the last minute. So revealing it in the context of that situation, with Lori, it was different. So I don't think it can work like that. I like her comic counterpart better. She became really weak when she got with Rick. I say I like the show iteration a lot better. You are gay. No, I am not, and I'd appreciate you not talking like that on the channel. Sigma is a meaning of alpha male. I don't consider myself an alpha male. I'm just a normal guy just making topics and stories for fun. What if Michonne died in season 6 during No Way Out? So, like, what if she died... is this at the satellite... I forget what episode it is. Is this either at the satellite outpost or the lineup? One of the two? Just so I know what I'm working with. By the way, I like Michonne. Well, it's good someone appeared just to like it. What if Abraham's group appeared earlier? I have that one saved already. I don't know when I have them appearing earlier. All I know is someone's recommended me that before. Like, what if they appeared at the farm? Then it would just be like the comics. And if I have them appearing earlier, I'd have to look back and see when I have them appearing earlier. What if Goblin... What if Goblin redempted in Spider-Man 2? So, like, what if he was a good guy? Yeah, I think I could do that. I don't think I have that one saved yet. What if Goblin turned good? Died in season 5 when the walkers attacked the church. Well, if you killed Michonne, Carl, and Gabriel off like that, then the group would have most likely died before they got to Alexandria. Because you're taking out Michonne and Carl, Rick would be much darker, much stupider, because Michonne said it herself, anger makes you stupid. So that's what would happen. What if Sadiq appeared in season 6? I don't see a real good point for how that would happen, unless it would be, you'd have to give me a good plot line to go with. No Way Out is when the walkers got in Alexandria. Okay, so what if, I got a good idea for that. What if Ron killed Michonne? So how do you like that? So we got 16 ideas for the stream so far, and we got 10, 20, 30 minutes left. What if Abraham killed Eugene? I have that one saved. What if Eugene died by Negan? I think I have that one saved too. What if Eugene was killed by the Whisperers? I have him, Gabriel, and Rosita dying at the lineup, or the Pike scene. So yeah, that's going to happen too. What if Morgan met Alpha? You'd have to give me a good story to go off of for that, because I was thinking about that, but I couldn't think of a good story. What if Rick shot Eugene when he found out about him lying? Well, Rick wasn't with Eugene when he found out that he was lying, so it wouldn't make much sense. All that was there was Tara, Glenn, Maggie, Rosita, and Abraham. Rick was off trying to get Beth back. What if Abraham was killed in season 8 by Dwight? You mean season 6? Well, if he had gotten a comic death, then I don't think the story would have changed that much, because Abraham ended up dying at the end of the season anyway. What if the walkers decayed at a very high rate? Well, then if the walkers decayed at a very high rate, then the zombie apocalypse wouldn't have gone on for as long as it did, or that it's still going on. And many people would have survived, and the Whisperers would have looked like absolute clowns. What if Tara got killed by Rick? Yeah, I'm going to need a good plot line for that. What if Negan killed Carl? Because I feel like Rick and Daryl would attack. I already made what if Negan killed Carl on my channel already. You just have to look for it. What if Tara got killed by Rick? Yeah, you're going to have to give me a good plot line for that. What if Tara was killed by Michonne? Once again, good plot line. What if Tara was bit? Again, good story for that. I just need something to work with. What if the governor survived the stab wound? Oh, people have recommended me that idea before, and I never could think of a good story behind it. But now I think I can. So what if the governor survived? Because I did it with Shane. What if Daryl and Rosita killed Eugene? What if Eugene died in season 8? Okay. I feel like at that point, Daryl and Rosita were ready to. And at that point, before we found out that Eugene was actually going to help them and turn the bullets against the saviors, I would have felt really happy that they would have killed him off in that sense. But I'm glad that Eugene saw sense, like from Rosita's point of view, and actually helped out. What if the Saviors just had the one outpost they took out and Glenn and Abraham survived? Well, people have asked me about that before too, and I feel that it's very... I don't think that I could do that, because the revelation that there were first the Saviors on the road, and then the Saviors with Little Timmy and the Brigade, and then the Outpost, I feel that the revelation of the number of the Saviors growing more and more and more was actually a very good plot twist. And undermining the Saviors like that, I don't really think that that would work for a good story. I don't know what's going on. Please explain. We are in a Q&A. What's my name again? 777. We are in a Q&A where you can recommend your own what if ideas from any show or movie-based franchise, and you can see it eventually happen here on the channel. What if Tara killed herself at the prison? Well, then Glenn would have ultimately probably died, because it was only because of Tara that he got out. So they'd be left without Glenn, and most likely, probably most of the group would have died before even Terminus, or at Terminus. What if Alpha met Gareth? You know, I think I could do that. I was about to say I'd need a good storyline for that, but yeah, I could do something with it. What if Abraham joined the Saviors? I have that one saved already. What's up, dude? Hello. What if Shane left The Walking Dead and went to Fear the Walking Dead? Technically, I've had that happen with Madison's family joining Rick. I'm going to have it happen again when I do What If Rick's Family Joined Madison. But as a standalone, I don't think I can really do anything there. What if Daryl killed Dwight? Well, I've had him kill Dwight before. I've had it happen in pretty much all my stories, and it really doesn't change anything between the dynamic of Daryl and Dwight, honestly. But we are doing really good, guys. We have 19 ideas plus 2 bonuses, and we have officially 10, 23 minutes left since I'm going to be extending the stream. What if Dwight killed Daryl? You know, I think I can actually work with that there, because I even thought that when Dwight shot Daryl, that he actually killed him. I never thought of that before. See, this is why I'm glad I have a friggin' audience. You guys really, really help me out with the channel and the ideas. I really thank you guys for that. You guys deserve a nice pat on the back. If it weren't for you guys, I probably would have been done with What Ifs a year ago. Imagine how dead this channel would be. I mean, I come up with ideas myself too, but you guys really infinitely help with that. So you guys are... You definitely deserve some praise for that. And don't forget, I will shout you guys out for whenever you do recommend ideas. If I ever forget to, or forget who you are when I make the idea, you can always tell me in the comments, and you guys will always get a shout out for that. That's also what my Discord is for us to collaborate and talk with each other. Yeah, anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. What if Rick slayed Terminus by himself? Technically, he did, because he killed pretty much all the Terminus guys himself, like the ones in the room and the ones outside. And he killed Gareth. So honestly, outside of that, I can't really think of context for him to slay him all by himself. What if Dwight captured Daryl and joined the Saviors? I have What If Daryl joined the Saviors, but it's in much different context. It's Daryl actually getting broken fully by Negan and joining the Saviors. What if Glenn and Beth got in a relationship? That's actually pretty good. Okay. That's 21 ideas. And Beth got together. What if Carol was at the lineup? I have that one saved already. What if Simon was never part of the Saviors? Then I feel that Simon being part of the Saviors is the best case scenario for him. What if Glenn never was at the lineup? Well, he wasn't really part of the lineup until he was taken out of the truck. So I can't really think of a better place to put him. What if Shane survived and what if Shane survived remake? Well, I have Shane surviving up until season 9, giving him a Dewey-like death with the Whisperers. I can't really think of a scenario better to put him. What if Negan killed Daryl instead of Abraham and Rick would be too emotional to do anything, meaning Abraham and Glenn survive? I have what if Negan killed Daryl survived. I just messed up that whole freaking sentence. I have what if Negan killed Daryl saved is what I meant to say. I scrapped it a few times, but then I actually found a good story behind it. What if Negan met Madison? I have what if Negan saved Troy joining the Saviors and joining a few other groups, but as for Madison, that's actually a pretty good idea. Because after Madison, supposedly dies, I could have her joining that group. What if Madison joined Negan? It's actually a pretty good idea. What if Madison met Abraham? I feel that Abraham might have already been dead at that point. Or close to, because if you guys remember, right at the middle of season 4, we get to the time jump after the Saviors are already dead. So we have to assume that before that, it was during the war with the Saviors. Or at least, very close to. I don't really see a good place that I could do that. Well, I mean, Shane could just have been a farmer of Alexandria helping out instead of at the front lines until, season 11. Yes, but I don't really feel that my What If Rick Spared Shane series needs continuing, because I already did a series and then a remake, so rehashing material and everything, I feel that the story was good the way it was. I mean, you guys could have your own opinions, but I just feel like I did the story justice after lack of context to the original. I mean, before the Savior War. Like I said, I feel that when Madison sacrificed herself and we got that whole context before Morgan came into fear, Abraham might have already been dead. So that really wouldn't work. But we do have 22 ideas so far, which is really good, plus the 2 bonus ones with Riot and Carnage. So even if we just got 4 like that one time, that's okay. We could just talk to each other, What if the Reapers showed up in season 5? How would they? How would they show up? That's my question. How much time do we got? 10, 15 minutes? So, yeah, we're almost done here. But you guys have recommended some pretty good ideas. What if Eugene and one of Negan's wives became a couple after the Savior War? Well, then I feel it would be like Eugene and Frankie. It's actually a pretty decent idea, because when Frankie dies at the Whisperer's hand, then Eugene would be out for blood. He probably wouldn't even want to get the radio and everything, and the Commonwealth arc might have even happened later. That's actually a pretty good idea. See what I keep saying? I really appreciate you guys for giving me ideas like this. let me see here. The lineup should still happen in What If the Governor Met Negan? I don't think that... See, I already pre-make my projects, and from what I am going with for the rest of What If the Governor Met Negan, the remake, I just feel that the lineup at this point is just null and void. Even if I didn't pre-make my projects, for what I had going with the story, I just don't see the lineup happening. I did it in my original iteration, I believe, but it's just, I don't know. What if the governor captured Daryl and Michonne? Ooh, that's actually pretty good. Beth and Daryl, someone recommended me, but not Daryl and Michonne. Interesting. That's 24. Okay. What if Rick showed up in Dead City? You know, someone recommended what if Rick was taken to France instead of the CRM? And I've already done what if the Reapers saved Rick, and now Alpha. Well, technically I already had that saved. But Dead City? I could have what if the Croat kidnapped Rick? Interesting. The Croat could have been spying on Rick, knew what he did to Negan. That's cool. What if the Croat kidnapped Rick? Okay. What if Rick became the leader of the CRM? Well, we have a spinoff that's going to go into how Rick's at the CRM and what's going on. Maybe he does become the leader. Until we know what happens, I can't really do that. What if Beth met Negan? Oh, Beth being kidnapped by Negan instead of the hospital people. I feel like that's the best case scenario that I could do besides the Vatos gang kidnapping Beth. Because like the Whisperers or the Commonwealth or something like that doesn't really fit for how far away from those other communities they were. But Beth being kidnapped by Negan. Ooh, Beth becoming one of Negan's wives? Ooh. That's just where my mind's going, but yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. Beth got kidnapped by Negan. That's 26 ideas for the stream so far. What if the Vatos gang took Rick? If you're talking about me rehashing the material that I did for What If the Vatos gang took Beth, then I think that's the only way that I could bring the Vatos gang back besides joining Rick. And the only other thing that I could think of doing with that particular context is, like, what if the Vatos gang just took Rick and, like, beat him up instead of Glenn? Like, they take away him in the car at Atlanta in season 1. Other than that, I can't really think of anything to do that. What if the hospital took Rick? I already have that one saved. What if the Vatos gang took Beth remake? Yes, I have that one saved too, because I looked back on it after I made that custom picture for it. You should definitely check, guys, all my new custom pictures for my channel, because some of them are pretty lit. But yeah, that's one of the remakes that I plan to do, because a lot of my stories need remakes. I have so much lack of context in my stories that it's not even funny. What if Abraham's group met Alpha instead of Rick? See, from how far away Abraham's group was, especially from Alpha's group, and considering who they were at the time, I don't see that happening. What's with all the random YouTube signs? Yes, we get it. We know it's YouTube. I would have expected like people like Flay Billy Edits and like King of Portals to be in here too, and Gargiulio, but it is still like what, 12 in the afternoon since I started this at 11 in the morning. What if Rick met Alpha in season 1? I have Rick meeting other groups early, like after the CDC explosion, and I believe the Whisperers is one of them. It just depends. And if I don't have that, then it's probably for good cause. What if Michonne never ate Morgan's granola bar? Well, I don't think that would have mattered because, honestly, that was just a stupid little subplot that they had whenever Morgan came back in season 6. What if Daryl's dad survived? Ooh! That's actually pretty good. That's actually really good. I never thought of that before. What if the Vatos gang met Merle? I have Merle joining other groups. The Vatos gang is not one of them. But I can do that. Met the Vatos gang. What if Merle met the Commonwealth and the Reapers and the Whisperers? I have all 3 of those saved. Yeah, I am that ahead of schedule. I'm so far ahead of schedule that I am years of content that I have for this channel. I'm not kidding. And these ideas, it's going to keep going. What if the Vatos gang met Negan? Well, I don't think the Vatos gang would have left unless they joined Rick or kidnapped Beth. Because for them to leave, especially for all the elderly that they had in the home, I just don't see them leaving. So, yeah. Because then they would be endangering all those old people in the home. That wouldn't be very good. So 28 ideas, 30 counting the 2 bonus ideas. So we've been doing good, all things considered. We've got about 18 minutes left. Wait, never mind. 8 minutes left. I miscounted. I knew there was an 8 there. It's just, I miscounted by 10 minutes. What if Negan joined the governor? I don't think Negan, at the time of being a savior leader, he wanted people to join him. He wouldn't, it would be like, what if the governor met Negan? Or the remake version, where the governor puts Negan under his power. But considering who Negan was, especially if you watch both iterations so far, I just don't think of a scenario. Plus, like I said, it's like, what if Rick spared Shane? I don't want to do rehashed material or a 3rd remake. I just don't want to look into a series any more than I have to. If I remake it once and I do decent on it, then I feel that that's all I need to do. Because if I do a remake more than once, then people will just get tired of it. And it will be like, why do you keep rehashing the series whenever you already did a remake? What if the hospital kidnapped the governor? Interesting. I have the governor joining other groups, but not the hospital. What if the governor joined Dawn? Nice. Intro idea. Spider-Man meets Negan. Huh. Well, I'm not putting Spider-Man into The Walking Dead at any point in time. And the only reason that I make... You know what? I mean, I'm making Master UI Goku meet Rick and all that other stuff. So, I don't know. I'll keep that idea in mind, but I don't think I could really do that. I don't know. What if Michonne was kidnapped by the hospital? I have that one saved. What if Merle was kidnapped by the hospital? Then that would be like in season 1. Like, what if Rick met Dawn early? Which I have saved. So I'll include that idea. What if Sophia was kidnapped by the hospital? Yeah, I could do that. What if Sophia joined Dawn? Okay, that's 30 ideas. What if the symbiote bonded with Rick Grimes? Someone recommended me that already. What if Rick had Venom? So, yeah. What if the Vatos gang kidnapped Sophia? I wouldn't find that possible because the Vatos gang were already proven dead in a deleted scene after season 1. So, that's out of the way. And you would have had to make Sophia survive, which would have made the group go to Fort Benning, and I've already explained how that would go. What if the Vatos gang took Daryl and refused to give him back, or Glenn? Interesting. What if the Vatos gang actually fought Rick? You know, I thought that was actually going to happen until the old lady stepped out. I never thought of it like that. What if Carnage bonded with Negan? Ooh! I think I have Carnage in The Walking Dead, but I don't think it's a standalone. That's actually really good, I'm not gonna lie. What if Sophia joined the governor? I believe I have that one saved already, but that's 32 ideas. Dang. You guys are really killing it with these ideas, man. Especially that Carnage and Negan one. Imagine it. Carnage Negan with a, like, Lucille and all these other weapons. That would be scary. What if Carnage bonded with the governor? Jeez. These are good. You guys are good with these ideas. See, these are stuff that I would never have thought about. The governor. That's 33 ideas. Dang! We're really breaking the record with however many ideas we can put into a stream. We've had this many ideas, I think, in my stream 2 weeks ago, whenever I was like out of it. But yeah, you guys really killed with the ideas. We got a few minutes left here. And like I said, I just extended it because I did it early. Who is your favorite Ghostface? Mine personally is Stu Macher. That's a good question. I'd have to go with either Billy Loomis or my thing would be either Billy Loomis, Jill, or Roman. One of the three. What if the Croat met Eugene? For context and how the story would go, I don't really see that happening. Intro idea. What if Carl versus Pennywise? Neat. That one I actually think I could do something with. Carl Pennywise. I might have to think further on how I can make that happen, but I just thought of something that I think could work with that. But anyways, guys, we have officially, what if Lori died and she got in the car accident? I already have that one saved. But we have, what if Eugene met the governor? I think I have that one saved too, and if I don't, it's for good cause. We have officially 33 ideas for the stream, along with 2 bonus ideas and an intro idea, which is, I really appreciate that. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for being in the stream, especially earlier than I usually do them. Correct me if I'm wrong, I've done one like kind of early before. But anyways, you guys have come up with some really good ideas for the stream, possibly even breaking the record for most ideas in a stream ever. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate the intro idea too, because you guys can recommend those too. And you probably recommend them because you see my cool new intros and outros, and I'm making more as much as I can along with new projects. I also skipped the epilogues idea if you haven't seen my community posts, because lack of context in all my other videos just doesn't work for making epilogues for them, so I scrapped it. But I do have a Christmas special I was talking about last time all done. So right before 2023 ends, you'll be seeing a cool Christmas special I made up. But I'm not going to spoil any more than that. But anyways, thank you so much for joining the stream today. And don't forget, if you did not get any ideas for this stream, you can also recommend them in the comment section of this stream or any of my videos. It doesn't really matter. There's also my Discord where you can collaborate with me, have discussion with me, and so on. A few people have already joined. We haven't done anything major, but yeah, it's just for in case you want to. But with all that said and done, thank you guys for joining the stream. See you guys Monday with a new video, and next Saturday for another Q&A. I'll see you guys later.